Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. This time we've got 4 replays for you in the Tier 8 British Premium Heavy Tank, the Paladin. This is one they've recently given away on the Earn Op, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to showcase the tank so you can see what it's all about. I love this tank, by the way. I've played it quite a bit, not for a while. I started playing it just to get the replays. Before then, I hadn't played it for a while. I had free marked it. It's a really, really good tank. The armour on the tank, when you are top tier, is really decent. You can play hold down with your 10 degrees of gun depression and use that turret armour. And yeah, it's got really decent armour tier to tier. Obviously, when you start to fight at tier 10s, they can start going through your turret, as to be expected. But the real beauty of this tank, the real thing it excels at, apart from having a really cool camo, it's got a unicorn and a lion, I believe, on it. Apart from that, it's its DPM. It's got 230 alpha, and it has a crazy reload time for that alpha, and you can pick up a lot of damage in this tank in a short space of time. And that's the real beauty of, you see there, I think it's like 4 point something seconds reload without the food active for 230 alpha, so it's really good. It's like, even if I played a Tiger 131 and you're just spamming that DPM out, it's sort of similar to that, except from you're a tier 8 and you also have armour. And you can see here, you're just going to put it to work there. This light tank's got spotted out in the open, and before he's got into cover, we managed to get 3 shots into him, putting himself just under 700 damage in a very, very quick short place of time. You will see in some of the other replays in this video where I can really showcase that DPM. And it's just fantastic. I've always been a big fan of guns with good DPM. I like obviously having the big alpha, which is really nice as well. But that DPM in this tank is just so good. So we spotted this 50 TP in the open. We're hoping just to keep getting shots in. I poke in the second I pull back, I'm pretty much ready to reload again, and I can put another shot into him. He jukes his shot, which means I'm going to get another one in, go for the drive ball, track him in place. We're hoping he can finish him off. Unfortunately, he does just get behind cover. But then we spot this Demolisher. Obviously, it's a 3-shot autoloader, so I have to be a little bit careful. But we managed to take him out, and there we go, straight away. I've got 2,000 damage. It's just good. It is a little bit slow, but it's not, for the armour and everything it has, I guess it's reasonable. If it was any quicker, it probably wouldn't be balanced. But yeah, it's this gun. It's all about the DPM. That's what this tank is all about, and it's well worth picking up. Also you're going to earn it for free, and it is actually a really decent earn up tank if you don't already have it. This camo I'm quite a big fan of as well. Unfortunately, I'm getting shot here by something I can't spot. He's spotted me in a really awkward situation here. I haven't got my repair wheel. You can see the armour is working for me there. I blocked 1,000 damage, but I'm trying to get safe here. Fortunately, we spot the TD. It's a T25 AT. Now we've got him lit. We should be able to make quick work of him with getting a little bit of assistance from our friendly team as well. He is ricocheting. We're trying to just rock backwards and forward to make it a little bit harder for him to pen. But this game, the damage is quickly getting away from us. We had a decent start to the game. It's 3,000 damage. But obviously when you're in a heavy tank at this stage, you start to just wonder, am I going to get to the rest of the damage? That's why I've always been constantly pushing forward. If you see how far ahead I am from my team, that's because I knew we had the overmatch over here, and I didn't want to get stuck behind my team. I wanted to be ahead of them, because then I'm going to get all the assistance from anything which is behind me, as well as it's if they're a quicker tank than me, and we leave at the same time, then obviously they're going to get there first. So I need to keep pushing that momentum to make sure I can pick up every little bit of damage which is available to me. This game's all but won, and we're just going to push up now and just try to see if we can get anything more out of this game. We have blocked 2,140 damage in this game, 3,000 damage and 1,185 assistance. It's not been a too bad game. There is more damage to be had. Unfortunately, these guys are pretty low health. We're going to pop up now. We've got the hit points to spare. I can accept it if this Barras puts 2 shots into me, but fortunately for me, he's dumped his clip. This Borsig now, it's looking like he's got the big gun. He does slap me there and get a bit of damage, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be able to destroy him before he gets his reload off. And all what's left is Leopard. We try and go for the kill. Unfortunately, we don't get it. But that brings us then to the first replay of the video. We've got 3 more to come. But before we move on, let's see how we did. 4 kills, 3,259, 1,000 base XP. See, I'm on 97%. I think at the moment I've got this tank to about 99, so I am close to the 100%. So I do need to finish that off. But that's it for this replay. I'll see you in a bit for the second one. Okay, so here we are for the second replay of the video. This time we're on Fisherman's Bay. We're top tier. We're platooned up with Petty 360, and we have no fun police, which is a big relief on this map, because where I want to go can get shot by the fun police. So without them, it's going to be really good, and this tank's going to be quite a good. It's going to be a good map for this tank now, because we're going to be able to use the ridge on the front. Get hull down, try and get a few shots in, and not have to worry about that fun police slapping us, because this tank obviously being quite slow, quite big, it is quite an attractive target for an artillery piece to, a fun police to hit you. So it does make it a lot easier to play when there's no fun police in the game. So yeah, we're going to go up to the sort of ridge in the middle with Petty. I think he's in the Charlemagne. Opposite type of tank to this one. Obviously has that big alpha shot, long reload, whereas this has obviously got the low alpha but the fast rate of fire. I think his tank has better armour, but this armour is still decent, especially top tier. We get a nice little cheeky shot in the light tank at the start, which is always good, and now we're just trying to look for shots where we can. We don't have a lot of support here, but also we do have me and Petty. The majority of our team is just kind of sat down a 1-2, which often happens. I don't know why you've got heavy tanks sat there when there's no artillery in the game. They're kind of just wasting their tanks, to be honest. But that's it. Everyone can play their own game. So yeah, I'm looking for some shots. I keep getting. I think it's just these light tanks which keep poking up. But I want to be careful. Okay, I do have quite a few TDs. I don't want to overextend myself early and lose a lot of hit points. I'm kind of just waiting for the inevitable light tank to full send over, which he is now, and we managed to get one into him before he gets back over that ridge. That was just always going to happen. That's why I was trying to be a bit hesitant, because I didn't want the light tanks to get in behind me, even though I will be able to do a lot of damage to him quickly with the DPM of his tank. The Tiger 131, another tank with fantastic DPM, but we're able to get a shot through his cupola. This IS, I'm not entirely sure his plan of action there. We managed to get 2 into him there. He does get a little bit punished. I do keep getting shot now and again from behind, but I'm not going to concern myself too much about it. I'm just going to keep an eye on the situation. This IS is frustratingly not poking out enough for us to get a shot. We go for the track shot, I think, just to try and make him do something. But yeah, we're not quite able to get shots in him at the moment. But equally, he's not really poking to get shots into us. So yeah, it's just something to be aware of. I don't really want to get slapped in the side by that tank if I don't have to. But we are losing this game at the moment. We're 4 tanks down. So yeah, we don't really have control. I mean, the enemy team haven't really pushed massively through the town. You've got that one IS tank, which I'm debating about going to kill. But at this time, I kind of wanted the IS, if I'm honest, to keep pushing through the town and then come out the other end. And in that way, I could have just farmed him, because he's only there by himself. But yeah, I thought, do I want to go and kill him? But I didn't want to miss out on the damage. It's just one of those situations. He is pretty healthy. It's just that this tank, when you're not the quickest, you really want to be putting yourself where the most damage is. This IS has got spotted down the open. I'm getting shots for his cupola. He managed to take him out, pick himself up a cheeky kill, and having 1,500 damage and 55th assist. We're losing, still down by 1 tank at the moment, but we have closed the gap a little bit. You know, it was down by 4, so it's still pretty even. I think at this point I was thinking of going after IS, but then Petty said he's going, so I thought he doesn't need both of us to deal with an IS, so we're going to leave Petty to go and take care of him. Now I'm going to go and try and spot the enemy team, which I suspect is all camping down the 1-2 line in their TDs. The risk is, at the moment, if I get lit here out in the open, then I'm going to potentially lose my tank. But I want to try and get all the way round and get underneath their ridge if I can. But then that way, by the time Petty's back dealing with the IS, he'll be able to come back, and I should have lit a lot of tanks, and maybe he can give me some assistance with 2 different angles. Because I think that's the best way to approach it. Like I say, the risk is I get spot in the open before I get to where I need to be, and this light tank driving through the middle is not really what I need right now. I'm trying to swing wide to limit my chance of getting lit, but I suspect it probably is going to spot me. But yeah, we can try and get it. Yeah, you can see what I'm trying to do now. I'm not driving in the cap either, because I don't want to alert the enemy team to my presence, because obviously then they're going to all be looking at us. At the moment they don't know I'm coming this way. I haven't been lit yet, so the guns probably aren't focused on me. So I do get lit, so now they know I'm coming. They're probably turning the guns to get some shots in, but I'm almost where I need to be. I want to get underneath their ridge. So as long as I can, you know, if I hit a few shells going in, that's fine. As long as I can get there with about 500 hit points, that's probably enough. And just to be able to keep them all lit. There we go. I think I was taking shots off at E25. Frustratingly, he ammo racks me, and I burnt my repair kit just on a damaged, not broken track, which was stupid. So I've got to wait for that now. But now we have lit the targets, and Petty Rossi should be able to get some side shots in if I keep these guys lit up. Then I should start picking up the assistants. You see it coming in there now, picking up 1,000 assistants. If I get a little bit closer, I'm going to keep them lit up, and it's a pretty solid position for me now because I'm hold down, so there's less places for them to pen. I do keep having things poking up on my right, which is a bit of a pain. I want to try and keep my turret and my armour facing the enemy team, so I don't want to have to, you know, turn my attention, you know, to a different side, because then I'm going to get penned in the side of the turret. But we are, you know, we're getting our damage to work. I do get sort of splashed there by the Brumbar, but he's now, you know, should in theory be an easy farm. If he stays there, I'm going to kill him, probably before he gets another shot into me. So he either needs to run, or I'm going to take him out. So he picked up 1,500 assistance, just under 3k damage now. And we turned this game around, haven't we? Because at one point it wasn't looking, you know, that likely where it was going to get the win. But now we're underneath this ridge line, and we're keeping the enemy team detected. It should just be more of a formality now to get rid of these last bits of damage. Yeah, so there we go. That SU does get shut down, which allows us to sort of pull up and spot the enemy team, which is retreated into this lower ground. Unfortunately, I do get slapped there. I still think I should be able to kill both of them. I think I've got just enough hit points, so I'm going to go in and try and take out this Brumba first, which we do, and now we're going to try and take out this VK, which we do, picking ourselves up 2 kills and a little bit of damage. And it's just 2 tanks remaining, which is the Barras, I believe, and E25, which was probably the tank which was shooting me earlier, because it has absolutely insane camo, and you really do have to get quite close, or, you know, let them fire their gun before you're going to detect them. So I'm hoping to try and get a few shots into them. I think I kind of forgot where the E25 actually went, and I wondered if he went behind me up into this ridge, which you can go up to the top. But as it turns out, they are both in the bowl. So I'm going to try and get some shots in before they get taken out. The E25 is running. Try and lead the shot. Try and get one into this guy now. Maybe hit the track wheel. Unfortunately, I fluffed the shot, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to pick up this kill before we get shut down. But yeah, that brings us into this one. We do have 2 more games to go, and obviously, you know, they tend to get better as they go on. So let's see how we did. We got 5 kills, 3,227 damage, brother in arms, ace tanker. You see Petty had a really decent game as well. and that brings us an end to this game. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you in a bit for the next video. Okay, so this time we're all by ourselves. We're on Pilsen and we are incredibly top tier in this game. There is one fun police on either side, and it's the encounter version of the game. So yeah, because we're top tier, that should in theory allow us to be a bit more aggressive. We have got the spawn though, probably the worst spawn to be honest, because they get to spawn with a ridge. Yeah, I don't really think this map is very balanced to be honest when it spawns like that. They basically give one team a big ridge line, you know, a much better position to be in than what we have. But anyway, we're going to see what we can do. Like I say, we are top tier, so we're feeling pretty confident. But it does mean when there's a lot you're top tier and there's quite a few sixes, but there's obviously going to be a lot less damage in the game. So you do have to, you know, quite often push for that damage, because it can all of a sudden the game can just be like, oh, the game's done, I didn't get anything out of it. So we're going to try and use this religion here. This G-Saw's kind of where I want it to be, but you know, he was there first, so we're going to let him have that position, and we're going to just try and move and take a different position for ourselves. And we're going to try and take this building on the left, see if we can side scrape off the corner at the start, and just see sometimes you manage to get some shots down the 7 line if they push out a little bit too much. Yeah, you can sometimes get a few shots in from the start if the enemy team do things silly, or like this 45 TP. This tiger is so annoying. I was side scraping off that corner, I was clearly using it, and he just goes and drives straight in front of me. You can see I'm a little bit frustrated, but yeah, he's backing up now, and then I'm going to go and try and use the position which I was in first. This is what I'm saying about the 7 line. Sometimes things poke out and you get a few shots. I'm trying to side scrape, but he's kind of reversing back as well, and it's just getting a little bit crowded in that situation. So I'm trying to have a look. You know, I'm top D. I think I'm just going to push across now, and I'm going to try and get to where that damage is. It's about three tanks to that 7 line. If I can get over there, then maybe I'll be able to get a few shots of damage in. But I realise there's a guy near this train track, so I'll turn my gun, you know, ready to take him out. He is a one shot. Unfortunately, I missed the first shot. I missed the second shot. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him with the third shot, and we do manage to finish him out finally. I didn't really want to be stuck there longer than I had to. And now we've got these heavy tanks in front. But like I say, this is when you're top tier in this and you're fighting these tier 6s with the DPM you got. It's quite disgusting. You know, I was going to side scrape off of this corner, but then I thought, you know what, I'm full hit points. I can take some shots. I just need to get in there and start getting this gun firing and getting the most out of the damage out of this game before the damage disappears. So we get one shot into that KV-85. We're trying to shoot the same target because obviously we want to, you know, when you're fighting 3 guns, you obviously want to try and take out one of the guns first, not split your shots into different tanks, because then you're going to be you're going to take damage more because there's going to be more guns looking at you. Unfortunately, the Iron Rain does catch me out there, and he does take away, I think he gets 2 out of 3 into me, but leaving me on half health. But yeah, I've got 2,400 damage, 5,000 assistance, and now I'm trying, yeah, it's going to be unlikely I'm going to spot that Iron Rain again unless he fires or moves. Maybe I'll be able to spot him because obviously it does have dirty camo. But I do have things in front of me like this AT-15. The Vanguard is a concern. I don't really want him to full send me. We shoot this Leopard. We're going to go for the track. Maybe we'll pick up a little bit of tracking assistance, but then we get shot at about this AT-15. But he's going to struggle to pen us when we hold down unless he can get through the cupola. We're going to quickly snap one into that Leo, taking him out. And now we're just trying to get any shots of damage in as we can because it's quickly going away. This Vanguard's the next healthiest target for me. We get one through his track wheel. We go for the track wheel again, but it's a bit delayed. We do get another shot in, and to be honest, now we should be able to take him out before he can get to us. I don't know if he's aiming there or just giving up, but it's only 2 tanks remaining, one just shy of 4,000 damage. This Iron Rain's still pretty healthy, but I've got a feeling he's going to give a lot of those hit points away in a minute. I'm trying to get there before he actually does. But thankfully he does poke out, presents me a shot. I actually track him in place there, so I pick up a bit of assistance there. And then, yeah, we get a kill in, bring this end to that replay. And yeah, what's left to see how we did. We've got 5 kills, 4,000 damage, 700 assistance, 700 block, ace tanker, high caliber. And we have one more replay to come, the final replay of the video, and I'll see you there in a second. Okay, so here we are for the final replay of the video, and we're on Elder Main, and we have the dream situation really. It's team destruction, we're top tier, and there's no fun police. We've got a good with this particular version of the map, we should be able to get straight onto those ridge lines nice and early, and be in a really good position for our tank. And actually, you quite often, if the enemy team push that way, get quite a few shots, and we might be able to pick up a bit of assistance and just be in a really good situation, not having to move that fun police, without having that fun police in the game. Being on ridge lines and stuff like that in this tank is where it's going to excel, because obviously you've got that turret armour, you've got that gun depression, you're going to be in your element in those sort of scenarios. So we're going to push nice and early, get the furthest forward ridge as we can, because like I say, we're top tier. And with that sort of top tier and that DPM, I'm going to feel pretty comfortable getting onto that ridge line and see what we can get, and just hope the enemy team go that way, because they probably are going to, just because of where they spawned. That just tends to happen quite a lot on this variant of the map. It's not so good if it's fun police in the game, because you get to this ridge and they keep shooting at you, you have to keep moving. But straight off the back, we are in the perfect situation. Tanks just driving out in the open, getting caught out, and this is where this gun is just going to be fantastic, because we're just constantly shooting our shots here, and there's just tanks just stuck in the open, just sitting ducks. This poor E75 TS. You can just see I'm just going for any sort of shot of damage I can get now. And this VK then decides to go out as well. Hasn't really learnt the lesson from his team, and he's getting punished. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it. And straight off the back of the game, we're on 2,000 damage. So the perfect start really. The tanks are starting to get a little bit behind this ridge now, which I don't have shots. So left a poke too high. If they poke high, then I am going to have the shots. But I'm starting to think about potentially trying to work a different angle now, because the shots have dried up for me. Obviously I can sit here and chance shots when they do poke, but yeah, I think, I can't remember what I was in. I think maybe I was on 98% or something at this particular stage. I haven't got shots, so I'm going to try and get a shot into this Panther. I was almost trying to entice the team to start over poking that ridge to get shots into me again, so I could get shots in. But that doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'm either going to have to sit here and just get the chances shots when they come, or I'm going to have to try and make something happen before we push forward, and try and get behind them, so that I can get a different angle and get some shots in. This T44 does have shots onto me now, but moving forward we spot this TD in the middle, so we're going to over poke to get shots into this T25. It does mean we're exposing our lower plate now to that medium, but I can afford to take a few shots of damage. I'm trying to turn. Unfortunately, when I'm getting out there, I do get shot in the side of the turret. That was a bit annoying, but we've got 3,000 damage now, 600 assistance. And I'm just going to try and relocate to this ridge here. I'm going to ignore that AT-15 because I can get safe from him. I do want to kill this T-95 to 92, otherwise he's going to keep shooting me in the rear and not allow me to use the position I want to do. Thankfully that shot hits, and now I can go up onto this ridge where their team will no longer be safe from me anymore, because I'm able to get side shots into them while they're distracted fighting them, friendly tanks in front of them, and I can start farming again. So there we go, straight into the scourge. We get one in there. We're going to try and get a second one in, but he just ducks down. But we do manage to get one in. He misses his shot. I'm a bit concerned about stuff getting shot behind me, but I just want to keep getting these shots of damage in at the moment, because I don't want to waste a good start I've had. I swapped to a small map to make sure if anything like minor movements come behind me, I'm going to spot them. There's a T29 to my left, but he's not got any shots available for me at the moment. He's not quite poking out. But then this Charlemagne comes out of nowhere. Should have took that shot. That was always going to bounce, but it doesn't matter when you've got this good reload. We go for the tracking shot. We damage it, but we don't track him. He's going to try and circle me. It's never going to happen. I get a track wheel shot in, and now he's just there for the farm. Obviously, that does have quite a long reload, that tank. Unfortunately for him, he bounces. So he blocks sort of 1500 damage there total so far. The T29's now moved, and it's just been a really quick game where we've pretty much always been firing our gun. So we've been able to pick up the damage, and now this Eradicator sort of gets stuck. He's come round, I get the shot into the track wheel, try and get another one into him. When we do, we might be able to finish off this MH, which we do, and now it's just Eradicator left with a tiny little bit of damage, which we're only going to get if he overpokes. So I try and go as high as I can to see if I can get a slim shot into his cupola, but he doesn't. He gets taken out by our team. I think that was like a 5-minute game, and we managed to do just shy of 5,000 damage, 4 kills. I think we had like 1,300 assistance. So yeah, pretty decent game for it was under 5 minutes, that game. So yeah, that's it for the replay. That's the Paladin. So hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!